Love, in my opinion, is like salt. If you have too much of it, it's a little overwhelming. If you have none or too little of it, then it's your dish is flat and unexpressive typically, and depending on the dish, completely unpalatable. So for me, when it comes to love, I rarely read romance novels. I'm working on it. Excuse me. I have met some really amazing romance novelists who have convinced me to give another go with the romance genre, and I have read several that I can genuinely appreciate. But for me, when it comes to life, I find that mismatches and heartache and trouble come along a little bit more when you have a checklist of things that must be accomplished in order to play or win the game of life. So at least I'm posting in America. I don't know what the rest of the world is, but there is a thing called the American dream here, and it ends up with the white picket fence and the kids and the husband and the car and the blah, 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 blah. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. I don't think it's for everybody. I know too many people who are so dissatisfied with that life to think that, oh yeah, this is the prescription for happiness. And I really don't think it is. And at least in the cultures that I've experienced in this country, the people who just single-mindedly pursue that tend to be less in tune and deeply joyful and satisfied with life. This is a gross generalization, I understand this. When I look at some of the most satisfied people in my life that I have met, they tend to be the ones who are just kind of a little bit more in tune with themselves. Hey, baby. Hello. They're a little bit more in tune with themselves, and they have a very deep-seated, innate understanding of what makes them genuinely joyful. And it has nothing to do with an influencer or the signage or the expectations of society. And it's just deep in them. And most of those people have very unconventional lives when it comes to jobs, rhythms of life, nutrition, just choices in general. And I will say that I also have had an exceptionally unusual and unconventional life. There have been a little bit pockets of conventionality to it, but you know, for the most part, I kind of do whatever strikes me as the next thing to do. So I am biased in that way. But one of the things that I find, oh, she found her bone. It's very exciting. Get it, girly, get it, get it, get it. What I find that I enjoy about the unconventionality of my life is I don't have a set checklist where I have to go, oh, I have to move up in this company. Oh, I have to have this kind of job. Oh, I have to have this kind of car. I have to have a white picket fence. I have to have kids. I have to have a husband. And I like that because it takes the biological clock out of the equation. I'm not rushed to make any decisions. I can do whatever it is that I feel like I need to do and meet some incredible people and have amazing adventures and get into a lot of different scrapes and then come back out of them and go, well, that was an adventure. I learned some things, and off I go. And I get to really interact with a lot of incredible people without the pressure of, Are you the person that I'm going to marry? Are you the person who's going to give me these kids? Are you the person who's going to get me the white picket fence? Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. And again, this is 100% my perspective. Okay, I am like sitting in the romance novel love concept space right now, and just kind of figuring out and articulating how I feel about it. And it relates back to my hierarchy versus authentic authority. It's based in like, who are you? What do you as a person need? What are your goals? What are your inherent abilities and loves, and the way that your brain works, and how can you be your biggest self? Marcus Buckingham, Love and Work. Go check that one out. He's incredible. I really, really love how he describes what love is and how we identify it. Because each of us has a different brain, different perspective, and what we see and what we notice and what we enjoy is going to be different for each of us. But if we're following like a set checklist of things that we have to do by a certain time in order to pull this off and win the game of life at, a lot of that comes at the expense of who we actually are and what we actually love. And I think winds up creating a lot more strife and difficulty than we normally find enjoyable, shall we say. So that's one of the things that for me, I welcome people. I cannot help but be invested in people and love people to the fullest of my capacity, because I just find people worth investing in. That's just me. Now, the amount of people I have fallen in love with and have wanted a romance with it's a very small number, and I'm okay with that, because I get to love a lot of people otherwise. Like this is just, and again, this is me. This is what I am drawn to. This is how my mind works. This is what I love. I love just having a no pressure, hey, I get to enjoy people, and I don't have to wonder and play the game of life and see what people can give me so that I win the game. Does that make sense? This is just me. This is just me. Don't come after me, people. So that's just me. And I find that my life has been very enriched because I can just appreciate the people around me, and I can really just dig in and go, oh my gosh, you're so fascinating. Tell me more. And if I'm surprised by love, that's amazing. I will take it. If I'm not, that's amazing. I will take it. I got to hang out with a cool human, and it's great. So that's my personal perspective. And I'm realizing that because that's how I view my life, that's how I view life in general, and how I navigate, which is based entirely on like what is making my essence come alive more and be more itself. What just turns on my like sparkle. Let's get a little bit more of that in there. While still, doing the things that I have to do in this world. Anyone likes to eat, and so do I. So I do have to pay bills, etc. but as much as I do that, I spend as much time going, okay, what brings out my sparkle? What just makes me go, ooh, this is me. This is very, very me, and I love this. And I spend a lot of my life navigating this and really paying attention to, okay, does this person kind of bring out the sparkle a little bit more? Does this part of my job bring out my sparkle a little bit more? And I'm paying attention to it so I can like be fed in my life on a love level. Things that I love will feed me and energize me and make my life matter a little bit more. And nobody else has to agree with it, because they're not me, and that's fine, and it's cool, and I don't have to agree with anybody else. So on the love thing, that's my perspective on life, and it comes back to the hierarchy versus authority, because hierarchy tends to depend on a system, right? So you have to have like a structure, an actual scaffold that society agrees upon to make this person the boss, to make this person the one who makes the decision and knows what's happening. Whereas you know, if I walk into NASA, as I talked about earlier, they're not going to think I'm the authority in that situation. They're just going to probably take one look at me and be like, you know what? The viewers section is over there. Please go. Don't touch anything. It's okay. We're so happy you're here. Visitors are over there. Do not try to do mission control. And I will be very happy because, I don't want to do it, right? But in other areas, I walk into a room and everyone's like, so what do you think? And I'm like, why are you asking me? I'm not in the scaffold of being the boss. So ask someone else. And they're like, oh, really? And like, again, in the library, I tend to be the one who's standing out as the person who is just enamored of stories. And so people are like, that's the one. That's the one we ask the questions of. And I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. And off we go. But also, I know that the scaffolding, I can refer back to the scaffold and be like, no. This is the trained librarian. I just like books. You want opinions? I got them. If you want like how to, I don't even know, like if you want to do an interlibrary loan that's not public access, this is the person you want to use. And being able to like do both of them allows for functionality in this world. But it's also, it's innate versus external, right? Now, I could be a librarian. I could go and get all the degrees I need, and I could get the job, and I could be a librarian, and that's great, and that's awesome. And then I would merge these two concepts of authority or passion, innate love, and the external scaffolding. Would I enjoy it? Who knows? I haven't done it, so. But this comes back to love for me, because when you have a romance novel or you have the genre of romance, there's the external scaffolding that you have to satisfy in order for it to be in that genre. And usually it means that romance is the whole point. It's the entire point of this novel. And thus, in order to hit the romance thing, you have to have a major miscommunication. You have to have a little bit of drama. You have to have a meet cute. You have to have like a little bit of a spice to it on some graded scale. A lot of times you have to have a love triangle. Or does that make sense? Like there are certain things you have to hit in order to fit into this genre. And that's fine. It works. It sells bazillion books. It gives so many authors an amazing career. Good. Is that my personal definition of love and what I want to see? Not really. However, when you have another genre of books where there's an adventure, there's a mystery, there's a thriller aspect to it or something like that, and as this person is innately following this problem that has fallen into their lap, or this mission that they have been given, or this innate purpose that they have to pursue, and they're just going for their goal, and then someone comes along and they're like, oh, well, hello. And they keep going, and they wind up, these two people wind up coming together, and both are innately themselves pursuing a goal of some sort, and they wind up overlapping and becoming a team and becoming the person that they want to spend time with and the person that they trust and depend on and all that kind of stuff. I'm in. That's awesome. That completely comes back to, for me, what I look for in life is being surprised by love. But I'm doing my own thing, and if I don't ever find somebody to share the rest of my life with, I'm okay. Because I have my innate loves that I pursue, and I get to enjoy the people around me. And if I am surprised, sweet, this is it. This is great. I'm going to keep going. Are you coming with me? And then it creates less of a tension between the goal or the destination. Does that make sense? So you cut out a lot of the drama, and you just have two people who are authentically themselves going towards their authentic end together. And it's amazing. And they can come and go as they will. And that, for me, that is the ultimate expression of love and the ultimate expression of relationship on any level. Like, I have friends that I haven't spoken to in like 10 years, but if they showed up in my life, I'd probably be like, oh, hey, and I missed you. And I've got a cat staring at me grumpily. I'm sorry. I snapped in your direction. You're right. And we would have a conversation, and it would, in my past experience, it would be like we never spent time apart. And then they'd go their own way or not, and off we would go. So that is my philosophy around love in general and relationships in general is who are you? Where are you going? What do you actually want in life? And go after it. And then see who's going after the same thing. And maybe, just maybe, that person is going to be your new best friend. Or maybe that's going to be the person that your soulmate. So this is my philosophy on love, relationships, and romance. And one of the reasons why, for me, reading a romance novel, it's harder to suspend my disbelief, because that is simply, genuinely, honestly, authentically not my mindset in life. So that's me. I'm sorry, I scared a cat. I have a few cats on my bed right now, and Eowyn is on the floor. So my cat is unfazed because she's used to me. The other cats are not used to me, and I am terrifying them. So I'm gonna go. However, let me know what you think. Do you agree with this? Do you have a different perspective than I do? That's one of the things I enjoy about interacting with people, is seeing things from a different perspective. So, like, subscribe, comment, let me know how it goes.